Here's my analysis of the Baylor versus Kansas women's basketball game. The final score was 77 to 73. It was a cold start for both teams, but Kansas had a 12-8 lead at half. But from there, Baylor scored 22 points in the second quarter. They allowed 16. Third quarter, 23 points for Baylor, 17 for Kansas. Fourth quarter, Kansas did score 28 though, but Baylor scored 24. So, Kansas for the game shot 42.2% from the field, 27 for 64 overall, 5 for 18 on threes, 27.8%, 14 for 16 on free throws. They were not missing the free throws last night. Kansas wasn't. 44 rebounds, 14 of those offensive, 13 assists, 9 steals, 3 blocks, 20 turnovers. That's pretty good. I mean, for Baylor side of things, bad for Kansas, obviously. 21 fouls and 10 points off the bench. Baylor had 12 points off the bench. 29 for 65 overall, 44.6%. 5 for 16 on threes, which is 31.3%. And they were not jacking them up either. They were just trying to get better shots. I mean, then those threes. 14 for 19 on free throws, 73.7%. And I will say this, the coach for Kansas got technical foul. You missed one out too on that. And we did miss both on Jaden Owens' free throws down the stretch, as well as one by Sarah Andrews. So that game could have been a little bit more separation, besides making more shots. I mean, 32 rebounds, 8 of those offensive, 22 assists though, 9 steals, 3 blocks, 15 turnovers, 18 fouls. Now over individual numbers, Jamie Osbury had a somewhat quiet game, 9 points with 4 for 11 shooting, 1 for 4 on threes, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, 2 turnovers. Jalen Owens had a quiet game too. I mean, 3 points on 1 for 7 shooting, 0 for 1 on threes, 1 for 3 on free throws, which I like to see 2 for 3 or 3 for 3. 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 turnovers, 4 fouls. But Sarah Andrews led the way with 23 points on 7 for 14 shooting, 2 for 5 on threes, 7 for 8 on free throws, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals. She had 3 blocks in the game. What? Three turnovers, 2 fouls. Bella Alfonso, she's a starter. 14 points on 5 for 9 shooting, 1 for 2 on threes, 3 for 4 on free throws, 3 rebounds, 2 of those offensive, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 3 fouls. Now, Kaylin Bickle, 16 points on 6 for 10 shooting, 1 for 1 on threes, 3 for 4 on free throws, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 turnovers, 4 fouls. So, yeah, she only played 24 minutes because of that foul trouble. Jenna Van Geinbeek didn't score on 0 for 3 shooting. All those were threes. 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, 3 turnovers, 2 fouls. But during all those, Paige Buggs had a double-double off the bench. I mean, 12 points for 6 for 11 shooting. 10 rebounds, 3 of those offensive. 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 turnover, 3 fouls. And Kansas was just really efficient in this game. I mean, they had 4 players in double figures in the game. But Tatiana Jackson, it seemed like she had more points than 12 points last night. It seemed like it. The thing about her is, she got foul trouble too. I mean, and not only that, every time she caught the ball that close to the rim, she ain't missing. She's 6'6" compared to 6'1" or 6'2". And I will say this. It's just a rumor, I know. But I have a sneaky suspicion that Kendra Gillespie is going to leave Baylor. She's not been on the bench since that last meeting against Kansas due to personal reasons. For personal reasons. I just wonder if she's going to leave. And Erica Porter could be on the way out too. I mean, could be. But we'll have to wait and see. And Asia Blackwell obviously didn't play. I just think at this point, she's just not the same player. And you don't want to rush her back either. Again, I just have a hunch that she's going to come back next year. Possibly, depending on WNBA situation. she could come back. And it's hard to get on the roster when you're not 100% ready to go either. So she could very well take advantage of that. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, Kansas going forward, they have the following games. They host number 24 Texas. Well, I mean, Texas beat them last time by 13 points, but they could very well beat Texas. For all I know, they could. They possibly could, but we'll have to wait and see. They get for sure get right game against TCU no matter what. They're the world worst team in the Big 12 this year. Let's just face it. They're winless. They shouldn't lose that game. If you do, you have issues. On the road against Texas Tech, on the road against West Virginia, and you get Oklahoma at home, which I know Oklahoma beat them by 6 last time, so that's a possible win. So, we'll have to wait and see. Now, Baylor going forward, they have to play Iowa State on the road next. And Iowa State's coming off an upset loss to Kansas State on the road. They get to host number 20 Oklahoma, which remember last time Baylor, even without Asia Blackwell, defeated them there. But I know that Kendra played in that game some. I believe she did. Kendra did. Yep, 12 minutes because of foul trouble, so. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. That was a second last game before she's not been with the team. I mean, on the road to Oklahoma State. You need to get that get-right game and get revenge on them on the road. On the road to Kansas State, which you beat them by 20 last time, but granted, they beat Iowa State. I mean, you can't take them for granted. You got to play Iowa State again. I mean, that's the next 5 games right there to get to Iowa State twice. But I think you could split with them at least. You could even win both. I don't see winless against Iowa State. I just have that sneaky suspicion we're going to beat Iowa State at least once. It wouldn't shock me if we beat them twice. Because Iowa State is not the same team as we thought they were. One, they've lost to teams that they shouldn't. I mean, that's the truth. 2, they don't have Stephanie Soares. I mean, that's the truth. And 3, they're basically last year's team without that 6'6" girl. That's all they are. Minus Aubrey Jones. And it added somebody like that didn't play that much last year, and she's back because of injury. So Danae Fritz, which I'm going to go over the preview of that game tomorrow. Anyways, if you like this content, hit like and subscribe button. And see you guys later. 500 subscribers. We're on the road to it. Let's go.